Social media is all around us, and when it comes to the young folks, that can be good or it can be bad. Joining us to discuss some of the health impacts is Dr. Eric Griggs. Good morning, Dr. Griggs.
Good morning.
So we talk a lot about social media. We're in the age of it now. You talk about physical and mental good or bad things. As a parent, say we'll start with if you have a kid who's young, still in your house. What would you tell your parents to try to keep an eye on your kids?
So one of the things you want to do is you want to put on as age appropriate, the parental guards as much as possible. And so for some people that age is all the way up to 18 as long as you live in their house. To know what your kids are interacting with. The bad things, the negative things, you want to protect them from cyberbullying. You want to deal with their anxiety. Being on social media can be a quick fix for your dopamine and your serotonin receptors to fire off with a quick happiness, and it's short lasting. That can lead to anxiety and depression, as can feelings of isolation and FOMO, fear of missing out.
I think a lot of people, I would say, are probably like going to bed, using their phone too much as they're going to bed. And I know, unfortunately, because of my job, the first thing I do when I wake up is get on my phone and look at emails, and then I might drift off onto Instagram or something, and you just start watching videos and looking at pictures. And the studies have shown that you think that that's something to deal with boredom, but it actually increases your boredom.
It can, and you bring up an excellent point. It's as a parent, you want to model behavior, not do as I say, not as I do as I do. Meaning shutting down social media time for everyone in the house, preparing a proper sleep hygiene schedule, making sure that you're not picking up your phone in front of your kids when you're telling them to put it down at the dinner table. Again, social media is an imaginary world. There are a lot of real things and good things that can happen, but there are a lot of things that can be damaging to our kids' mental health.
Well, you bring up a good point for kids. I think actually, kids are kind of more tech savvy than maybe a lot of our parents are. And so that's actually something, kids are actually pretty smart when it comes to knowing like what's misinformation, is this real, noticing things like AI. We see all these AI pictures getting posted everywhere, being able to tell right off the bat. It's actually the older generations that sometimes have a little bit more trouble seeing that stuff. What would you tell, we don't just focus on kids, but in general, older people who may be, seeing things online that are impacting their psyche or impacting their physical distress and anxiety?
Well, it's the exact same thing. And as far as families go, make it be a family project or family discussion. Again, too much social media can lead to isolation. It can create chronic stress depending on what you're taking into. Remember the stress soup, the cortisol and epinephrine? It can lead to anxiety and depression on all ages.
Election year too, which is another part of it, is that you can't get away from it. And to say that politics right now is contentious or volatile, I think would be an understatement for anybody, whoever you are in this country. So that can add to it, especially when you're online looking at all that stuff.
Yeah, so the big thing to do is get checked, get fit, get moving, get outside, go outside, take walks in nature. No social media at the dinner table, no social media after school when you're talking about things that are happening. Limit the time that you're interacting on social media, just like you would for your kids.
I know me and my wife, we, family time, we're just sitting on the couch watching a movie. It's put your phone down, and we'll gripe at the other person if we see them pick up that phone. Be like, put the phone down. So practicing that stuff.
Kids love griping at adults, so this is a great opportunity.
Right, absolutely. All right, Dr. Griggs, we appreciate you always giving us tips like this. Obviously, social media can have its benefits, but as we know, and studies have shown, it can also have negatives.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much there, Dr. Eric Griggs.